Ladies and gentlemen, the shutdown is over. My goodness, the Democrats finally, now that the elections are over, the Democrats finally, voted to reopen the government. I want to give a shout out to a congresswoman who's just up the road from me who actually sided with MAGA. We're going to shout her out in just a little bit, but she is from like the southern Washington state area, and she helped vote with MAGA to reopen the government. So she deserves kudos, and we're gonna give her the shout out that she deserves, even though she's a Democrat, and she's gonna probably vote the next 20 times against America. But it's all right. We'll take it. The government's open, ladies and gentlemen. People are saying MAGA is dead, and we're gonna clear all that up for you. This is gonna be a good show for you. I want you to understand. This is gonna make you feel good going into your Thursday, going into the weekend. We want to leave you with good vibes. Okay, so just bear with us here. My name's David Medina. I am Chad's producer. Chad actually didn't tell me that I was going to host this show until yesterday, where he asked me to host it. And he's like, hey, if you don't mind hosting it. I was like, yeah, whatever Massa tells me to do. When Massa tells me to jump, I jump for Massa Chad, So every time Chad tells me to do something, I got to do it, because he's my boss. I work for him. I know he doesn't look at it like that. But anyways, no, I'm honored to be working for Chad. I'm honored to be hosting the show. And if you guys just bear with me today, I got like some nice warm beverage right here. My throat's kind of going crazy. It's kind of getting scrouchy. So I might take some pauses like right here. Okay. But pray for me. We're going to have it under control, because this is going to be a really good show for you. This is going to be a really informative show. I'm going to prove to you that no, MAGA is not dead. I'm going to prove to you that Democrats are still a threat to our constitutional republic. They say democracy. It's actually a constitutional republic if people would just do their research in history. But these people that go to college, they don't believe in the founding principles of our country, but we do. You do. I do. Party Foul Steve does. He's going to join us here pretty soon and give us some of his ultimate wisdom. We love Party Foul Steve. He was yelling at me because we were late getting on the show, and I was like, dude, really? He's like, hey, man, we're 3 minutes late. Just whipping me into shape. I'm telling you, dude, these guys. What about the march, Steve? I thought the march released people of color like me years ago. I thought we were free to not be bossed around by white men like you. All right. He said no in my ear. Nope. It's actually funny. I think I heard I'm 3% African American, which means I'm 3% oppressed. So just letting you know, take it easy on me, guys. And then I'm Hispanic, Native American, all kinds of stuff. My mom is white. My dad is Hispanic. But anyways, it's going to be a good show, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed yet on Chad's Rumble or YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, support. That's how you support Chad. Also, blow up the chat. I'm not going to do any of these overlays that usually come right here, because the system that we're using somehow, multi-million-dollar system that we pay into every month doesn't know how to handle these overlays that we put on. So it's all good. EV Mux, we love you guys, and we know you'll figure it out. They said they're going to figure it out. So in the meantime, until they do, I'm not going to play any overlays. So just know when I say blow up the chat, just pretend that there's like that little overlay that comes up. Blow up the chat, blow up the comments. And let's get in here, man. Let's get in here. Let's get people. People are frustrated, man. You guys see that this is MAGA dead, or MAGA is dead was trending yesterday, because a lot of these people on the right, a lot of these like Nick Fuentes and all these guys are saying that MAGA is dead and Trump is not the same guy that he was in the first term. And listen, I'm going to just tell you this. And I got raked through the coals. I got these boomer conservatives in my DMs last night saying, hey, young man, we really like you. And, you're doing a really good job, and you're blowing up, and your following's blowing up. Don't go against the president now. Don't go against the president now. He's the one that got you here. No, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it makes me want to join the anti-ICE protesters whenever I see those messages. No, listen, the Jesus got me here, right? My God of the universe, not my God, your God too. Everybody's God got me here. Okay. And I love Trump. I'm not one of those that are saying MAGA is dead, but I did have some critiques of President Trump and some of the moves over the last week. I had people texting me saying, what are you doing going against Trump? My gosh, people, like, we can disagree with the president sometimes, right? Like, just because I disagree with Trump on a couple of things, it doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden anti-MAGA or going woke. Like, dude, President Trump, I voted for the guy 3 times. I still believe in what he's doing. I still want to give him time. I still believe that he has the best interest for Americans in mind. And I believe that he is still trying to make our country great again. But look at what he's fighting against. Look at these evil people. The No Kings protests. You have the people out there that are just protesting everything under the sun. I mean, if Trump came out and made cereal, like said cereal would cure cancer, everybody would start like boycotting cereal. I don't know. I know that was like a lame like example, but you guys get what I'm saying. He's fighting against so much, and now they're talking about impeaching him again if the Democrats take over in 2026, take over the House in 2026. Man, these people just are. Are we ever going to get back to like this non-polarization kind of, and I think it's our politicians that are the cause of that. Politicians and media are the cause. They want us to be divided, because when I go talk to Democrats out there, even Democrats that believe in the craziest stuff, we still find things in common. We still actually, I'm like, whoa. We're going to be releasing a video. I actually confronted Maxine Dexter. She's a representative here in Oregon, U.S. representative. Remember, she was one that says, we need to F Trump. Remember that viral video that went viral? Well, we went to her town hall, and I actually went to her, and it was actually crazy, some of the things she was saying. I mean, she even called the Democrats of Oregon lazy, that they've gotten lazy because we have a lot of problems here in Oregon because we've been under full control of the Democrats for decades. And you just, when you go talk to your neighbors, the ones with the no king signs, the ones with the, I'm with her signs. When you actually go talk to your neighbors, you actually find that you guys have a lot more in common. It's actually crazy. And it's just like I feel like the media and the politicians are just keeping us like divided and keeping us fighting, because that's what sells, baby. That's what pays the bills. Oh man, we need to get our country back on track to being okay with disagreeing with each other again. And you got this new faction on the right that's starting to rise since Charlie Kirk's assassination, God rest his soul. That is like, you had Nick Fuentes coming out tweeting 2 months ago that he was going to do everything he can to make sure Republicans lose in 26. I mean, you got Candace Owens doing what she's doing. Listen, I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm not saying don't just take everything that they're telling you as fact. Do your own research. We need to be able to think for ourselves again. That's something we've also gotten away from, is being able to think for ourselves. And man, when I just came out and I said I didn't like the 600,000 Chinese students, I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a little bit. Calm down, Earl. Okay, and Ethel, calm down out there. Like, I'm not going anti-Trump or anti-MAGA. If I ever like completely am done with the president, I'll tell you. And I don't care how many followers I lose, but I'm not there. I love President Trump. I think he's doing a great job. And I think this show, what we have to show you here, we have a lot of debunking to do, right? Because there's a lot of false narratives about the Trump and the Epstein files. There's a lot of false narratives out there about Trump and the shutdown and Trump and this. And listen, if you fell for anything that the Democrats put out with Trump being in the emails, oh, well, this is it. This is it. Oh, when are you going to realize that the Democrats are liars? I'm not saying Republicans are perfect. I'm just saying the Democrats, though, they're literally, their whole platform is built on lies. They're doing it here in Oregon. They have nothing to run on in 2026. Our gubernatorial election is in 2026. They have nothing to run on here in Oregon because they're in charge of literally every branch of government, from the legislator to the governor to the secretary of state to the attorney general. They're in charge of everything. The Democrat, and I'm talking not just, I'm not just talking about like moderate. I'm not talking about like John Fetterman. I'm talking far left, as far as it gets left. Democrats are in charge of Oregon. They have us ring by the neck. And it's because Republicans don't, and independents and libertarians don't come together, and we don't turn out during election time, and they win the elections. I think we have the voters here to win back Oregon. I really believe that. I know with all the news coming out of Portland, it's hard to hear, but there are a lot of freaking patriots in Portland, you guys. I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to Charlie Kirk a few of us to get us to stop turning the state red in 26 or 2030. I'm telling you right now. And I don't say that Charlie Kirk like as a joke. I'm sorry, that's probably a bad thing to say. Hey, this is live, baby. Everybody knows how I feel about Charlie Kirk. Don't take it to heart. Gosh, there's too many people. There's too many like sensitive people on the internet, man. I had people. I mean, is this dressed up enough for you, Earl, Dad? I had a guy come in the comments yesterday on one of my videos on my other channel, David Medina PDX. And he was like, because I like to wear my hat, I like to wear my church hat that says light of the world. I like to wear it backwards. I just like to, that's how I feel comfortable. And he comes in, he goes, hey man, let me be your dad for a second. You should dress more professional, right? You got a lot to say. You're an intelligent man. You talk very intelligent, but you should dress more professional. Man, shut up. What do you want me to do? Wear a tuxedo every time I come on here? You want me to try to be someone else? Let me be me, dude. Let me be me. All right? Earl, with your jeans pulled up to your neck and your flannel that you've worn for 7 days in a row, don't lecture me, man. Let me be me. I'll let you do you. You drive 15 miles an hour on the road. You walk really slowly while taking up the whole aisle in Fred Meyer's or in Walmart where none of us can get by you and we just have to go at your pace. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that because we're standing on your shoulders, and I've been taught to respect my elders, and that's what I'm going to do. But just let me do my thing, man. Let me dress the way I want to dress. All right. I'm getting too off track. I can't wait to bring Party Foul Steve in here because he likes to be the voice of reason in this. But before we do, we have to talk about our sponsors here. And Lord, please help this whole thing not freeze by just me showing our amazing sponsor that's sponsoring this show, Patriot Mobile. If you guys don't know about Patriot Mobile, they are and this is how prepared I am. So just give me a sec. I'm gonna go get the ad read here that I forgot to get from Chad. Chad's supposed to send me these ad reads, but he forgot this time. I think he's on a plane right now. I don't know where he's at, but freedom has never been free, and lately we've been reminded of just how high the cost can be. Growing violence is meant to shake us, but it should only strengthen our resolve to never back down. That's why Patriot Mobile exists. For over 12 years, they've been defending faith, family, and freedom while providing the same or better premium network access on all three major U.S. networks. That's really good that they do all three because I have T-Mobile. I think it's the best where I'm at, and Verizon is terrible. Growing violence it says that's why Patriot Mobile exists. Unlimited data, mobile hotspots, international roaming. They do it all. When you switch, you don't sacrifice quality or service. Hundreds of thousands have joined the movement by switching their cell service to Patriot Mobile. Now, every time they pay their bill, they're supporting First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the sanctity of life, our veterans, and our first responders. Switching is easy. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Their 100% U.S.-based customer support team can activate you in minutes on the phone. You just got to call 972-PATRIOT. It's on your screen there, or visit patriotmobile.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Chad, or call 972-PATRIOT and make the switch today. And even if you don't want to make the switch, just go to patriotmobile.com/Chad. Give us the web traffic so we can see people going there. Because these guys, I mean, we couldn't do what we do without these guys. Patriot Mobile, Birch Gold, American Financing, Home Title Lock, Black Forest Supplements, First Cup Coffee, Frontline 21, all of our other sponsors. We just couldn't do the show without them. They keep the lights on. And so without further ado, I want to bring this guy on. He was hounding me. I need you guys to get in the chat, and I need you to blow up Party Foul in the chat. Again, this is going to be a good show, good informative show. We're going to debunk a lot of things. It's going to make you feel good going into the weekend. But everybody welcome Party Foul Steve to the show.
There it is, right there. Yeah, David late again. You're going to get a reputation of being the guy that's always late that everyone's waiting on.
You would say that. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. Steve, you would say that because the girl that I just started dating, who I really like, Steve, who I can't mess it up. One of the first things we talked about when we got together was her being late.
It was. You had this conversation with me.
I did. I
had this conversation. I talked about what punctuality, because it's not about your time. It's about the other people's time. And you have to respect their time.
Exactly.
And she doesn't respect your time. She doesn't respect you.
Ooh.
So we respect our audience. So that's why we start on time every time.
I think she's watching, Steve. So please don't get me in trouble, okay?
Hey, I'm just putting you in check, putting her in check.
No, she's an awesome girl. That's literally the only thing out of all the things wrong with me that she's put up with. That was the one thing that was like, that because I've always been someone that's been on time, and I've always been someone that's very punctual. And I mentioned that to her, and I don't think she's been late once to any. That's how much. That's the whole give and take, guys. If you're married, that's what it should look like.
And I've been in the entertainment business for I guess about 17 years, 18 years, and musicians are notorious for being late to everything, and just in general, late starts, late to a bus call, late to whatever. It's just something in their DNA. They're just naturally wired to be late.
Steve, how are you doing this morning, man? How was your hunting trip? I know you just went hunting. Do you have a picture to show us?
No, I don't think I have any pictures to show. We're hunting went good. Yeah, it's you're talking about all this news and stuff. Sometimes you got to step away, David. Yeah. You just got to step completely away. If it's 24 hours, put your phone down, go somewhere you don't have a signal, or just turn your phone off and step away for 24 hours. You'll be
I try.
Better.
I think I'm going to do that this weekend, Steve. And you know what else I like to do? I'm going to pull it up right here. I like to put these little, I don't know about you guys, but I like to put these like little, and let's just take a moment, right? Let's talk about stepping away for just a second before we get to top stories. We got some good top stories for y'all today. But let's go to this. This is what I like to do right here, Steve. Let's go here. Boom. I like
Are
to
you
put
going kayaking
I
or
like
something?
I like to put these things on right here. I like to put these little Christmas backgrounds, aesthetics. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like on the TV and just let it play?
Yeah, just let it play, man. I have it in the background right now. Actually, I have one playing in the background over here. Just hold on. Let's escape for a second, Steve, because we need this.
It's like a episode of Mr. Rogers or something.
Oh man, I'm gonna lose my man card in record time on this show today.
Yeah, you did. You just like, nah.
Did you mean get away like that, or like get away like go?
No, I mean actually go outside, David. Kids your age these days, they just don't go outside enough. When's the last time you've been hiking, like an off the grid trail?
Like 2 months ago.
Okay, good deal. Out looking for Bigfoot or what?
Bro, some of the best hiking and hunting and fishing is found in Oregon.
I know it is. I've been hiking up there many times.
Are you and Chad ever going to come up here? Because I feel like you guys always say that and you never do.
We spent years and years going up there over and over, and you never came out to a single show.
Yeah. And by the way, Chad is on a plane right now. If you guys are just joining us, my name's David Medina, Chad's producer. He's on a plane.
He's already landed. He's already landed.
So he's probably watching right now, huh?
He's probably watching.
I love that we can say anything about him and he can't.
He's in my neighborhood, dude. He is literally right around the corner from me, and he didn't come by. He didn't stop by and say, "Hey, buddy."
So, yeah, that's kind of how it felt when at the Charlie Kirk Memorial. If you're watching, I was really excited to be in the same, not just city as my good friend Chad Prather, but he says to me about when I gave my speech at the Reagan dinner here in Oregon the other week or last week, he mentioned that I mentioned David Harris Jr. and Benny Johnson and people I've worked for and still work for and still are clients of mine, and I didn't mention Chad. He didn't get mad. He was just like, he gave me crap. He likes to tease. And I was like, yeah, man, now you kind of feel like how I felt when we were in the same city, not only in the same city, but in the same building.
Well, I will tell you this, David, every conversation I have with Chad, he always mentions you.
Does he?
Yeah. He always mentions you in every conversation as of late.
Like in a gay way or like in a
just
cool way?
In general, it's usually, something with David. So.
He's so funny, dude. I love that dude. He got a lot on his shoulders, and somehow he talks for 2 hours a day on this show and on Before the Noise. And if you guys don't know, this show is we're doing some changes. This show is going to be live just Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to put a lot more into this and everything else we're doing. We felt like we're supposed to shrink this down to Tuesdays and Thursdays. His Before the Noise, if you're not catching that, it's still going to go Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. And so a little bit of change coming up, but he'll still be pushing content out every day. So
it does sound like that Chad is pushing me to go get a real job.
No, this has nothing to do with budget. It has everything to do with him wanting to put all of his energy into.
I understand completely.
Yeah. Hey guys, blow up the chat. Let's get people in here. See, when you blow up the chat and you like and subscribe and you put comments in, blow it up with these dancing bananas, and that helps tell YouTube and Rumble, hey, this thing's buzzing, and it starts pushing it out to other people because people need to hear the information we're about to give you, man. There's a lot of misinformation, disinformation from the same people who cry misinformation and disinformation. But let's go to top stories. Talk about the government shutdown real quick. So it is official, ladies and gentlemen. The government shutdown is over. Here was Trump in the Oval Office, surrounded by his GOP peeps.
So who gets the win here? Come on.
So with all of that, I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you.
You guys remember the Democrats voted 15 times to keep the government shut down, and then conveniently after last week's election, all of a sudden they want to play ball and they want to, we had one.
Is that what it was about? Just to wait till after the election?
I mean, you had Democrats openly saying that. When I was at, so one of the Democrats that I was town hall, I was at, U.S. Representative Maxine Dexter. She literally was like, "We can't give extensions on benefits and all this kind of stuff because it would make it look like Trump got a win." And I was just like sitting there going, dude, I'm so tired of the right and left and Democrats and Republicans playing politics while real Americans like us suffer for it. I mean, how many people had to go without EBT and all that? People that actually need it. I'm not talking about the moochers, but
Yeah.
and how many people went without being paid, and you know, the air traffic control, all the delays, and just a mess for our country, all because they wanted to, you know, have that blue wave, and it worked, I guess. Party foul.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked or not. It depends who you listen to.
They won all the election. They literally.
Yeah, well, were they winnable elections for Republicans anyway? That's what you have to ask yourself. Look at each one of those places, and you kind of got to know what you're going up against.
Well, Stephen Miller, I love Stephen Miller, man. I love him. I hate how South Park does that dude dirty, man. Because this dude, have you ever seen those videos? I got to tell you, when I watch these South Park videos, man, I just like, I crack up. And it's funny because when you show boomers these South Park videos, oh, I don't want to see my president like that. Lighten up, man. I don't like that they like do all like the crude, like, you know, they show his genitals. I don't like that. I don't watch those ones. I watch the ones where it's just him talking.
How do you pick and choose what you watch? Oh, his genitals. I'm gonna cover.
Well,
I'm just gonna watch the top half of the screen.
Steve, you're on one today. All right. So Stephen Miller, man, Stephen Miller just absolutely went off on the Democrats over this shutdown. And of course, this video is not loading. Let's just try to reload it here. Boom.
Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries being terrified of the Mondami wing, the AOC wing of the Democrat Party, understanding that they're not in control of anything anymore. It is a communist party. Is it an America Last party?
True.
It is a party that puts illegals over citizens, criminals over cops, cheaters over hardworking taxpayers at every level. This shutdown was an example of just how little the Democrats care about Americans. They forced our national security workers to go without pay. They forced Americans to be stuck at airports, flights canceled at levels never seen before in history. Why? All for what? $1.5 trillion of demands, including free health care for illegal aliens, to bloat the government, to steal from taxpayers, to steal from working Americans. And at the end, after over 40 days, what did they get? Nothing. Defeated, humiliated, disgraced. But in the meantime, they sucked billions of dollars in wealth out of the economy. Think about the contrast, Sean. President Trump bringing trillions of investment into America, giving Americans trillions of dollars in tax cuts. And what did Democrats do in their big moment? They steal hardworking money from our taxpayers, they cancel their flights, and they destroy billions of dollars in economic value. You will not see a clear contrast. The Democrats are the party of destruction. President Trump is leading the party of creation, opportunity, and wealth.
Love it. Steve, you have any thoughts on that?
Nope, but it's all fact. It's all fact. That's all they did.
Yeah, I mean, he said they got nothing. They really did get nothing of what they were asking. They wanted to give more SNAP benefits to illegals. And it's like they got nothing, but at least they won the elections last week. You know, it's just like so disgusting, man. Our political system is so broken, Steve.
Had they assigned the bill way back, it wouldn't have affected those elections at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I love this. Something that Stephen Miller said in that little speech on Fox News. By the way, blow up the chat, man. Let's blow up the chat. Let's blow up the chat for Chad. Okay, I know Chad's probably watching. Let's blow it up for him. Let me feel like Daddy's proud of me, right? Like little mijo here. Let me do my thing. Help me build this thing. Help me get this thing blown up. Can we just please blow up the chat? Okay. And I'm sorry we don't have the overlays. If you're just joining us, we're not doing the overlays that usually up right here because our system is crazy. But one thing that Stephen Miller said in that speech was about, the Democrats are like kind of held hostage, and it's not letting them off the hook saying this. It's, their choice to do this. And you see people like John Fetterman, Senator Fetterman out of Pennsylvania, who, is telling it like it is. He's kind of splitting from that radical faction of their party. But you have the Democrat Party are just completely held hostage by the radical left wing, the Zohran Mamdanis, the AOCs, Ilhan Omars. And I love that Stephen Miller pointed that out because you saw GOP rep Brandon Gill just completely troll the Democrats on the floor while they're yelling at him. Watch this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It was great to hear from the new leader of the Democrat Party, Mrs. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Unfortunately, we didn't also get to hear from their other leader, Mr. Zohran Mamdani.
Oh, man.
Mr. Speaker, I'm going to be
They're yelling at him.
proud this evening to vote to reopen the federal government.
Oh, it's so good.
Mr. Speaker, for 40 days, the Democrats shut our government down to pursue unrealistic policy proposals that they know the American people do not want. Mr. Speaker, the American people do not want health care for illegal aliens. They do not want our tax dollars funding left-wing media outlets, and they do not want to drive up our debt $1.5 trillion as part of a short-term continuing resolution. Mr. Speaker, the last 40 days have been nothing but pure political nihilism, and I'm glad that this nightmare is over so that we can get back to work on behalf of the American people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Amazing. Love that guy, man. Blow up the chat for that guy. Put some American flags in the chat. Steve, thoughts on that? Do you think that the Zohran Mamdani is the new direction of the
absolutely. And I blame Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. They let those the far left take over everything. And then look who's bailing now, with Pelosi bailing out, retiring.
Yeah.
She gave it away.
You see like her daughter or like what is like her niece or something is going to run for state rep in California.
It probably will get it.
Yeah, trying to follow. Yeah, because I don't know how people continue to vote for these same people. And I actually do know. I saw it close. I went to the town hall, surrounded by Democrats everywhere. I'm going to be releasing those videos. Just an insane. I mean, it's just all people. Like 98% of the people there are above 60, and they're all clapping for all this stuff. They're just like they're people that just like sit in there. And I promise you, I love our elderly people, and I love all you watching, and I love, especially if you're conservative. I'm standing on your shoulders, man, and I appreciate you guys, and I really do respect so when I talk about boomer liberals, it's nothing personal, okay? But I will say this is like these people are the same people that they'll just sit in their rocking chair all day and watch CNN and CBS News and ABC. They don't get up unless it's to get something to eat or go hold everybody else up at the local grocery store. You know what I mean? Like that's what they do. They sit in their rocking chair and they just get programmed. It's the same thing that's happening in our colleges and universities. They just get programmed. It's so frustrating.
Another reason they vote like this is they've been programmed. Is the programming way is on their way to the polls. The most signs that they see, that's the name that's in their head the most. And they walk into the polling booth and they look at the names. And this is the uneducated voters. That's how they vote. They go, oh, yeah, I remember that name. They had a lot of signs out. Boom.
And it's like, when they're only hearing one side. I just saw Chad pop on in the studio. Why am I hosting this, Chad, if you were here?
He has 2 studios, 3 studios, 4. I think he's up to about 4 studios across.
He's got a studio in each state, dude. He's got a studio in each state. But, you see all these people. And they're just like anything Orange Man does is bad, and they're just everything's to hurt Trump. They don't care about one of the things I asked the U.S. representative was, do you not give ICE, because she's talking about how ICE is like a terrorist organization, like they're terrorizing our streets and they're kidnapping people, and I said, do you not give ICE any credit or Donald Trump any credit for getting the illegal criminals and the sexual predators? We're going to show you a story here pretty soon. The sexual predators out of our country, do you not give them any credit for getting Trende Aragua, who was like deeply embedded here in Oregon? They just made arrests earlier last month, of several Trende Aragua gang members, a terrorist member, because they're designated as a transnational terrorist organization by the DHS. So these are not just gang members; these are terrorist members of a terrorist organization. Do we not give them any credit? And she's like, well, of course I do. It was kind of crazy that she said that, because it's like, well, why don't you say that thing? Because everything that comes out of your mouth, in the Democrats' mouth, is just like what Trump's doing bad, and you never give him any credit. And I know it wouldn't be probably, and this is why our political system's so broken, because you can't even, with the age of social media, you can't even give the other side credit.
No, because you'll be attacked by your own people. You can't agree. That's why I like somebody like Fetterman. Is he's when he agrees with Trump, he gets attacked by his own people.
You think Fetterman's gonna become a conservative or MAGA?
No, I don't think so. I think he'll stay right where he's at, because that's who's going to vote him in.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that Washington State rep. Her name's Marie Guten or something. So I don't know how you say her last name, but it's I'm going to give credit where credit's due, because this was one of the Democrats, or this was the Democrat that crossed state or party lines and voted with MAGA to reopen the government. I'm trying to find her. Hold on one sec. Steve talks. Yep. There's no dead air.
Well, also, David, you're talking about switching parties and stuff like that. There's Democrats out there that watch this show. but they're not the far left. They're more along the middle. And of course they're being pushed further to the right. And maybe eventually they'll come over to the Republican side, but they're not going to. They're going to be old school. The old school Democrats are always going to vote Democrat.
So six House Democrats broke ranks to reopen the government last night. And here are those names. We want to, oh, hey, Chad.
What's up? Readjust.
All right, there we go. You're going to stay on the right, if that's all right, because I'm going to show this real quick. I want to get your thoughts, Chad.
You're the host. Do it, baby.
Chad Prather has joined the show, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I love it. Let's go, baby.
Cameo.
I knew it was going to be a good day. Now stay on here with us.
I'm with you.
Okay,
keep doing what you're doing. It's great.
6 House Democrats broke ranks to reopen the government. You see Jared Golden. Let me get my big screen up here. Jared Golden from Maine. You have Adam Gray from California. Marie, this is the one I was talking about. Perez from Washington State. Just actually, her district's only about an hour and a half north of me. And then Don Davis from North Carolina. Henry Kuehler from Texas, if that's how I'm saying his name right. And Tom Suozzi. Why do they have weird names, Chad, from New York? All of these guys voted to cross lines to help reopen the government. So they deserve
California, Marie Glusenkamp-Perez, Kentucky, Greg Stubbe of Florida, the Democratic yes votes, Jared Golden of Maine, Adam Gray of California, Marie Glusenkamp-Perez of Washington State, Don Davis of North Carolina, Henry Cuellar of Texas, and Tom Suozzi, who's a New York Democrat as well. So some of the more modern.
That's my white American coming out when I pronounce that name. Chad, what are your thoughts on the government reopening and these 6 Democrats kind of breaking ranks, man?
Obviously it proves a couple of things. One, it's not a Trump shutdown. It was not a Republican shutdown. It wasn't a GOP shutdown, whatever they wanted to say. I mean, they have all admitted that, right? So, the fact that Trump walked over to the Oval Office last night and got the thing done when the votes came in, but these guys are screwed. I mean, they won't get reelected. Well, they won't get propped up by the progressive left, that's for sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion, here's some people who, in the tradition of classic liberal, went out there and did their job like an elected official should do. Because it was it's in the best interest of the people that they're there to represent, right? So they did the right thing. And the Fetterman, I don't know what Fetterman's going to do. I mean, I heard a rumor yesterday that he might switch over to the GOP as soon as next week. I believe it when I see it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I'll just say this, man. We were just talking about how these liberals and these anti-Trump people, they just will never give the guy credit, and the guy just works tirelessly to put Americans first, to try to get us back on track, try to clean up the mess of the last 4 years of Joe Biden. And then he does stuff like this. You guys see this clip when he called the Ozzy Osbourne, or he left, this was leaked yesterday. Ozzy Osbourne's family shared a voicemail from President Trump they received following Ozzy's passing earlier this year. Like, how do you not love this guy when he does stuff like this? Look at this.
I mean, should we play the voicemail?
Yeah.
Not saying who it's from. Everyone will know.
Hi, Sharon. It's Donald Trump, and I just wanted to wish you the best and the family of great. Ozzy was amazing. He was an amazing guy. I met him a few times, and I want to tell you, he was unique in every way and talented. So I just wanted to wish you the best, and it's a tough thing. I know how close you were, and whatever I can do, take care of yourself. Say hello to the family. Thanks. Bye.
Love him or hate him, he didn't have to call and leave a voicemail.
Listen, when it comes to politics, we know nobody comes out a winner.
Of course, the girl's sitting there going, oh, because, for some reason, no, I'm just not going to say it. What are your thoughts, Party Foul?
Well, I think Donald Trump loves everybody. Honestly, he loves everybody. But if you're a woman, a man, you're a rock and roll devil worshiper or whatever, he doesn't care. He likes people.
Chad?
It's that's a small circle, right? I mean, to be rich and famous, I mean, at that level, that's a small circle. Whatever the daughter's name is, it skips me. You guys in the chat can tell me, but she hated, it was literally causing her physical pain to have to potentially say something nice about Donald Trump in that moment. Yeah. And so that was physically causing her pain. And so I go back to what I was saying about Stephen Colbert. All these people that are uber rich and famous, they might be socially liberal, but every single one of them are fiscally conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Even John Oliver, when he bought his $9.5 million penthouse in Manhattan, they used the tax loophole that was created by Donald Trump in Manhattan. All of these people they don't like to give him credit, and they don't like saying they're conservative, but everyone, if you have money, you're conservative.
Yeah.
You are not a progressive liberal if you have money. That's just a fact.
Well, if that made you guys feel, if that pissed you off, seeing them be all timid they couldn't even say his name, like that was cool that Trump did that. But at the same time, I watched that clip and I'm just like, dude, but let's make up for it right here, because Pat McAfee, this dude is a Hall of Fame punter for the I forgot who. Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, Hall of Fame punter. Probably one of the best punters to ever punt, right? And he has a show on ESPN called the Pat McAfee Show. So this is ESPN. This is woke ESPN that he's saying this on. This is how you defend your viewpoint, or if he had President Trump on the show for Veterans Day and people gave him crap for that, saying they're not going to watch his show anymore. And guys, this is how you handle the left in this industry. Look at what Pat McAfee said.
Yesterday, obviously, we had the incredible honor of being down on Paris Island for Veterans Day, as all 4 of the main league's commissioners dropped a note to the veterans letting them know how much we appreciate them. UFC President Dana White sent a message of appreciation and gratitude to our America's heroes. We also had the Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Doug Collins, who sent a message to the young vets out there. And we also had the Commander-in-Chief on the show live. I believe it's the second time that a sitting president has been live on an ESPN show. The last one was from a Democratic political party. This one obviously representing, I guess, the Republican political party. But in my eyes, he's the leader of the military, and we were celebrating the hell at a Veterans Day. Now, there are people who are certainly not the most happy that happened, but what I would like to say, every veteran military person I talked to is very grateful and thankful that we spotlighted the heroes of America who walk amongst us, who are willing to sign a line and go for the United States of America as opposed to anything else.
So this is what he said towards the end of this. Watch this. He's like, he had a message for people who got upset. Listen.
So lucky that we got a chance to spotlight the greats who walk among us. And we appreciate the hell out of the Marines for the hospitality. And you guys are the greatest. What a day yesterday.
Hell yeah.
What a day yesterday. Got a lot of people saying mean stuff to me. Got a lot of people saying mean stuff to me. Yep. Got a lot of people that don't know what a football looks like telling me they're never watching my show again. And I would like to let you know, good. Fuck you. Let's move on.
So good. Yeah.
Hey, that's the only response you can really have. I mean, whether you like the language or not, I don't really care about the language. The language doesn't bother me. It doesn't offend me. But at the end of the day, who cares about the opinions of the peanut gallery, man? I mean, Pat McAfee, he's becoming an icon, right? So, and you know who likes it? You know who likes it is the military. They enjoyed it. And it was their day. So,
Steve?
It's always an honor while you're in the military. It doesn't matter who the commander-in-chief is. They are your boss. They come to see you. And you respect the office. You respect that, the office. Whether you like the person or not, respect the office.
And that's why we love Pat McAfee. And I guarantee you those ESPN execs were just absolutely biting their finger or something while he was doing that, because we all know ESPN is woke, and they're just starting to DEI the heck out of that place, just like my gym is here right outside of Portland, Oregon. It's starting to make me mad, actually. They're starting to hire all kinds of... I don't care if you hire people of color or Hispanics or whatever. I don't care. Like, no one cares about... Just hire quality people. Anyways, that wasn't in the notes, but I just wanted to put that out there. Anyways, we love...
That's why we hired you, David.
Yeah, I might actually be a DEI hire myself. Let's talk about the Epstein files, because we have, we're getting towards the end of the hour here, and there's a lot of stuff going out. There's a lot of disinformation, misinformation that the Democrats are putting out about President Trump and his possible involvement with Epstein. You saw the email that came out that said, Trump or Epstein was telling Ghislaine Maxwell that Trump was the dog that hasn't barked. And there's another rumor that Trump is also pressuring Republicans in D.C. to be quiet and stop talking about the Epstein files and stop talking about releasing them. Well, this is Lauren Boebert blasting that narrative apart.
This is an administration who's going to continue to be transparent and honest, and we'll see what comes of it. But there was no pressure, and everybody was great and worked just well with me.
That would have been lost under Joe Biden's
leadership if he ever let it all.
But you don't feel like you've been marginalized in the MAGA world anyway by your position here?
No, I don't feel marginalized at all. President Trump is an amazing man. I stand by him. I stand by his administration and everything that he is doing to fix the mess of the Biden administration.
Does that sound like someone that's being pressured, Chad?
No. And, Lauren Boebert would, she'd be the one who would come out and say something about that.
Yeah.
This whole thing is ridiculous. I was just having this conversation with somebody at breakfast here where I am over in Conroe, Texas. And we were talking about this thing. I said, so the government shutdown thing has now been proven to be a political ploy, right? They were trying to do something to get through the election deal. They were really trying to make Trump look bad. Trump comes out looking pretty good through the shutdown deal. It signs the deal into place. Democrats cross the party lines in order to do it. So they got to pull this atomic deal. And you knew it was going to come. I mean, we could have predicted it. We could have written the script. We knew that the atomic deal was going to come. They were going to come out with something in regards to Epstein, because this is that's the thing that's going to get the notoriety, and it's what's going to fly. That's the black eye, is any relationship he ever had with Jeffrey Epstein. The guy survived 937,000 different, indictments and, all the crap. And really, you're going to say that there's an email out there of what Jeffrey Epstein said? We're going to make him trustworthy now of what he had to say from something in 2011. And also the math and the dates and the calendar and all that stuff, they're a little bit weird at that point in time, because he had already been back when that thing came out, he'd already been convicted and exonerated, or not exonerated, but let go. So there's some things that don't math on the whole deal.
Steve?
Nope, I agree with Chad. I'm playing in the, it's me again. I'm playing in the chat.
And I will say on this whole thing, as I've said numerous times, if Donald Trump did anything to underage girls, then he needs to be convicted just like anybody else.
100%.
How many times have we said, if it that's pulling on that thread unravels the fabric of society, let's pull on that thread. We got to keep on doing it. Hey, when I come back to this studio, look what I got. Everybody's trolling me on the internet today, saying, how'd that work out for you? And they've got the email, superimposed over this, photoshopped over it. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't say but what I can say. I just literally got a text message that came in from Newsmax just this moment, wanting to know if I could do Chris Salcedo's show today at 5:45 to talk about Epstein. I was on Chris Salcedo's show the day I received this in Washington, D.C. Can't do it today, Chris, though. I got to be at Do-Si-Do tonight in Spring, Texas. Get your tickets, come see me.
I'll say,
wonder what I could auction this off for. Probably a lot, huh?
Dude, you probably could. If you went to the right MAGA event with all like these people around just crazy about MAGA, you could probably hawk that at CPAC on the corner, dude.
Probably could. And, I don't like even making light of the whole thing because, again, I still point out the fact anybody that did anything to any innocent children or young girls or anything like that, they need to be held accountable. I don't care who it is.
100%. And, I will say this, I truly don't think Trump, and we've all followed this whole Epstein thing. I've followed it religiously because I want to know the answers to it. And every time that the Democrats do this, like they did, like, look at what they did with this whole releasing. Remember the whole email yesterday was over the whole Trump is the dog that hasn't barked yet. The only dog that hasn't barked is Trump. And then the Democrats initially released this email and redacted Virginia. They redacted the victim, who's no longer alive, conveniently. They redacted Virginia, and it was later found out the GOP said, well, actually, the name that they're redacting is one of the Epstein victims, Virginia Giuffre. And Virginia Giuffre, why they redacted it, that's really weird. You're probably like, well, why would they redact that? To protect her? No, because they redacted it because it would have, if they would have found out who that name was, it would have made Trump exonerate him. Because Virginia Giuffre is on record for coming out and saying that she never saw Donald Trump do anything inappropriate with any underage girls. She's on record several times exonerating Donald Trump. You can go look up the quotes. And this is just what I'm talking about. You cannot take anything the Democrats do that is against Trump. You have to just, I couldn't believe how many conservatives I was seeing online yesterday, Chad, that were like falling for this. Oh, this is it, Trump. This is it for Trump. This is it for Trump. It's insane.
Yeah, here's the thing that I'm actually sending Newsmax a text message.
Hold on, let me okay, while you're doing that,
if they would have, I'll say real quick, if they would have had any of this, we've said it before, a Biden administration would have released everything and anything if it was against Trump.
Yes and no. Yes, I think they would have released it in a way that would have only spotlighted Trump because they didn't want him to come back to the White House? Yes, but also no, because by exposing Trump and this paperwork that he could have been on, which I don't think he is, it could have exposed their friends as well, because all these people in DC are connected. But look at this. How many more things do we got to see that shows that Trump was not involved? Not only was he not involved, this might be the most important video that you see today of this attorney coming out and saying that Trump actually acted as an informant for them against Epstein. Look at this.
The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009.
2009.
I talked to President Trump back in 2009, and several times after that. He didn't think that it was a hoax then. In fact, he helped me. He got on the phone. He told me things that were helping our investigation. Now, our investigation wasn't looking into him, but he was helping us then.
See, I think what's going on is that this thing is a lot dirtier and a lot more connected to the elites than Trump thought. This is a very complex case, and I think Trump is probably handling it with care before just releasing everything. And I also think that the Democrats might have fudged the papers a little bit when Biden was in office. I mean, that's my hunch. But what do you think, Chad?
So, the victims came out, even in that press conference that you just showed, the victims came out and said Trump never did anything. Like, we have no recollection of Trump being anywhere around. He didn't do anything. And then when he was like, it's a hoax, and they were like, what are you talking about? Like, we were literally exonerating you. I keep saying that I'm not sure that Trump knows what the word hoax means. He keeps throwing it around kind of in the wrong context. It's kind of weird the way he does it. And at the end of the day, somebody came at me the other day and they said, "Oh, why aren't you releasing the list?" I mean, I'm doing a comedy show with semi-mediocre music tonight. I mean, what are you asking me for? But my response to that is, what list do you want? I mean, there's no list out there of guilty, not guilty. You can't just release all the stuff that's been filtered through all of these thousands of hands in government bureaucracy and agencies for all of these years and just say, okay, here's everything we got, and put it out in a court of public opinion without exposing a lot of victims, and also putting guilt on people that probably aren't guilty. As again, I said a little while ago, being rich and famous is a very small community at that level. And just because you had associations with somebody, you're going to be tarring feather, ruining, hanging people, putting a guillotine out. I mean, the blood's going to flow in the curbs of the street. And people never had anything to do with the actual crimes that they're being accused of.
Steve?
They're saying in the comments they believe that Obama destroyed some evidence.
I wouldn't.
Has there been any evidence of evidence being destroyed?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, there is evidence of, and I'm gonna let you go, David, on this one because I don't want to interrupt you. But
no, you're good. Show, man.
Well, no, it's not today. It's you, baby. And I did tell Newsmax to reach out to you on this deal. But Obama, what do we know he's guilty of? He's guilty of wiretapping. He's guilty of spying. He's guilty of all of those things. We know that. So why wouldn't we think that he's tampered with evidence? The dude's trash.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. Why wouldn't we think he's done all those things?
Yeah. You going to have your final word ready? Because I think that should come from you today.
No, that's you.
No, bro. Listen,
it's all you, David.
That's talking like I'm like this little kid that couldn't wait to host the show. Like, listen,
he couldn't wait. He was up all night long. That's why he was hitting play on the Before the Noise.
Man, I got work. I got clients. I got girl. I got a daughter. I got a lot of things going on. Okay, but I did this for you, man, and I actually love doing it. But this is your show, and you don't gotta patronize me, man. But no, speaking of patronizing, I look at I don't even know what that means on this. That's a horrible segue, but. Jasmine Crockett, look, she didn't even know that the Democrats, her own party, were the ones that redacted that name. Look at CNN called her out. This is crazy. What's going on with CNN and John Fetterman lately?
This is an email from April 2nd, 2011. Republicans are saying that victim is Virginia Giuffre. As you know, she died by suicide. She's been very outspoken victim of Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the email right here on your screen. She wrote a book, as you know, and she did not accuse him of any wrongdoing. What do you make of that? And can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know
Obviously, it's redacted who the victim is, so I won't necessarily take the Republicans' word on who it is that's redacted. And I don't know why they would necessarily redact someone's name who is deceased at this point.
The Democrats did that, though. The Democrats redacted.
No. I understand,
Okay,
but I'm just saying, like, our biggest concern is to actually make sure that we are protected.
Chad, how does someone like this get in charge of leading constituents and isn't like, how does someone like this get elected? I'm so
She
like,
had the most signs in her neighborhood.
And how do you wind up with somebody like Charlamagne Tha God, who's on the podcast the other day saying that she's the one in the Democrat circles who's only one making any sense? Like she's the one that everybody needs to be listening to. I hope you do listen to her because she's an abject idiot, and I hope you guys will keep on doing that. Listen to her by all means. Prop her up. Put her up there at the front of the Democratic ticket, please.
dude, I'll put a sign out in front of my lawn to push her up, and her and AOC and Zohran and all those guys. Let's get to pinheads. We got a couple pinheads. I want to get you guys' reactions to. Let's get to pinheads. So I posted this yesterday. This was here in Seaside, Oregon. City Councilor Heidi Hoffman reveals that her transgender child has fled the country out of fear of Trump and his anti-trans policies. Look at this pinhead. Pinhead parent right here.
I'm also the mother of a transgender child. Why are we not recognizing Transgender Awareness Month? Why are we turning our backs on a minority group that is victimized at a rate more than 4 times higher than cisgender people? Oregon's transgender population is around 23,000. 3,000 of those are minors. Oregon also has the highest percentage of LGBTQ plus adults per capita in the U.S., totaling 254,300 people. The murders of transgender people in America nearly doubled between 2017 and 2021. My only child moved abroad after Trump was reelected. They moved abroad because they no longer felt safe in Seaside. They did not feel it was safe to remain here. I've been told that some members of this council find this topic too political. When did standing up for civil rights of our residents become too political?
Can't do it. Can't do it. And let me tell you something real quick before we get Chad, your reaction on this. Oregon has some of the strongest protections still, even after Trump was elected. We have some of the strongest protections for LGBTQ people and trans youth. We have some, and they refuse to, listen to President Trump. I'm surprised he hasn't defunded them yet. We have some of the strongest protections. So I'm not really sure where else in the world would be safer than here. It's crazy.
Yeah, Portland is well ensconced in taking care of their transgender community. I'll put it that way. Oregon's got that under control.
And why did this child not feel protected in her or its mother's home?
Yeah, these people have Munchausen syndrome by proxy, dude.
She's trying to disguise. She's trying to call it compassion that we're all bigoted, but it's really just her being a bad parent. Chad, you'll like this one. You'll like this pinhead right here. These pinheads, these liberal females walk out of this guy's comedy show. And this guy, I don't know if you guys have seen this guy's clips, but this guy's like an up and comer. I've been loving watching his clips.
He's a beast.
I love it. Watch this.
But the Democrats, the liberals, they'll live right in the crime. And then they'll open a coffee shop and buy the building and evict everybody in the building and gentrify the area. And, what's over there? Oh, well, it's better than fucking shooting me dead. They lasted almost 9 minutes. Do they have a nose ring? Yeah, when they have those, it starts going off or whatever. This is racist. We need to leave. These people are having too much fun. Yeah, they're gonna go home and watch some Jimmy Kimmel and refresh the system.
Chad, how do these people that go to these comedy shows still not understand what comedy is? I don't know. Do you have people walk out of your show like this?
Every time. And so, Steve, I want you to start filming the people that leave. Because we can go viral on that.
They usually make a little scene before they leave.
They always do. I had a dude in Green Bay, Wisconsin last year that left, and I think Jesse Payton's got a video of that. It was pretty funny because we had a little interaction. And he got pissed off because I was picking on Nancy Pelosi, which, I mean, imagine that being the hill you want to die on, is I'm picking on a 900-year-old woman who's been in that's punching. That's the essence of punching up. The woman was the most powerful woman in Washington, D.C. forever. So, aside from Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Chad, why don't you give us a final word, and then we'll head out. How's that?
All right, let's do it. Let's
Boom.
do it.
Wait, hold on. Let me get the transition. Boom.
Yeah, there it is. You know, here's my thoughts on this whole Epstein thing. Like, everybody loves conspiracy, nobody loves clarity. And when you bring them the clarity, they think you're trying to hide something. But every time you get an Epstein document that's getting unsealed or floated around, or every time there's this idea that a list is going to come out, or in this case, an email of some kind of correspondence, you're going to have people are going to say, every time they brace themselves, like, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And what's the name that rises to the top? It's always going to be Donald Trump, right? But here's the deal. Every single time that something drops, the records go public, and guess what? His name's not there. Now, people are trying to figure out, what do we do with this email? I mean, how many times have records been falsified, messages been falsified, circumstances have been falsified? But listen, the question is not why Donald Trump has never been held accountable for some of these so-called pedophilia crimes when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the deal. Here's what I want everybody to remember. It should be obvious by now. There's no record of Donald Trump doing anything in one of Epstein's properties. There's no evidence of Donald Trump doing anything on Epstein Island. Somebody messaged me this morning and said, are you going to denounce Trump now, or are you just going to die with the ship and just keep on? And listen, here's the thing. You produce the evidence. I don't mean some smoking gun email that may or may not be true and doesn't really say anything anyway. You got to remember, Donald Trump, he was famous long before he was in politics. He was photographed with everybody in New York City and everybody in Palm Beach because fame is currency. And I don't care if it's with Mike Tyson, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Joe Torre, Rudy Giuliani, Bill Clinton, and yes, even Jeffrey Epstein, even Ghislaine Maxwell, because that was their world. Everybody got photographed with everyone. And don't forget, Donald Trump was the most rapped about dude. I mean, he's supposedly some kind of racist. But a photo is not a crime. A handshake is not a felony. And it's also not a flight log. Now, did Donald Trump ever use one of Jeffrey Epstein's planes? Well, according to that book I just showed you a minute ago, yes, he's in there. But it was Jeffrey Epstein wasn't on it. And they didn't go to the Lolita, whatever. They didn't go to the island. And so, you know, did he borrow the plane, rent the plane, whatever he may have done? Yeah, the evidence points to that. But that doesn't mean that anything nefarious happened. A lot of people did that. So Trump, as you guys all know, banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago a long time ago. It's not a rumor. It's not a spin. You got multiple employees from Mar-a-Lago that confirmed it. The court records referenced it. Epstein was kicked out years before any scandal broke because Trump heard he was getting inappropriate with staff. So you think about that. Long before Epstein fell from grace, whatever grace that was, Trump had already distanced himself from that and from him. And so that is actually opposite of what every other high-profile figure did that was ever in Epstein's orbit, okay? So you got a hard thing to prove here with this deal, because Trump's not on a log going to the Zorro Ranch out in New Mexico, nor was he going to the island down in the Caribbean. And so what are you trying to do? Just because there's a photo of him with a guy that maybe they partied with? Who knows? Maybe they did blow off of hookers. I don't know what they did. But this is a pretty deal. And the bottom line is simple, and I'm going to shut up. Some names are missing because the documents are sealed. Some are missing because people involved are protected. Some are missing because the thing's been filtered through so many hands in government agencies. But Trump's not missing because of protection. I can assure you of that. They are not protecting him from anything. He's missing because he never participated. If he had participated, someone would know it. All of Hollywood would know it, and they would already be talking about it with some kind of evidence behind it. So you're going to have to come out with more than some 2011, cryptic email that's out there about a dog not barking. And it eats them alive because they need something to bring Trump down. And I'm telling you, I don't think they're done. What did I say to you guys a couple of years ago? I said they're going to try to kill the man, and they did. And I don't think they're done with that. I don't think they're done with that. They saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. And they know the only way to silence him is to get rid of him in that way. But here's the deal. Donald Trump, they got to do everything they can to bring him down because his innocence is not useful to them. They have to have him guilty of something. Accusation is politically useful. Doubt is useful. Smear is useful. Truth, however, when it comes to the progressive left, is not. So why isn't Donald Trump on the Epstein list? Because there's no evidence that puts him there. And nobody can prove me wrong on that. All right. I love you guys. Party Foul Steve, say goodbye to everybody. I'm glad you're still dressed, buddy.
Yeah, I had to run to the bathroom really quick. I've drank about 3 cups of coffee already this morning. I've had my Make Wellness. Everybody join my Make Wellness team. Go to my Facebook page. We're still kicking butt. If you're not on that Make Wellness team, I didn't get a trip to Mexico. I didn't do that well, but it's I'm getting there. Maybe Hawaii.
Yeah, and I'll say to you, Caleb, I see what you're saying there. Why aren't we in the business of convicting predators? We are. I see mugshots all the time of people getting arrested, whether they're in churches or whatever organizations, or they're in the schools or whatever. I see people all the time. And nobody's opposed to arresting and prosecuting predators. I mean, everybody's wanting to do that. But you don't just expose victims or people who are potentially innocent. Linda's got a message for you, Steve. Look at it.
Oh, I don't look at her messages. I'm a married man, Linda. Happily married.
So anytime, everybody's interested in bringing down predators. That's for sure. All right. Party Foul Steven for David Medina. Follow him at David Medina PDX and at Party Foul Steve on all the socials, including Venmo. And head over to beforethenoise.com. Check all the stuff I got going on over there. Join me tomorrow morning. I will be live from this studio for Before the Noise tomorrow morning and at 8/7 Central. And then lots of other things going on, like I'll be at Do-Si-Do in Spring, Texas tonight, and then tomorrow night down in Seabrook, Texas at Barge 295. I was glad the plane got in early enough that I could jump on here with you guys. Thank you, David. Thank you, Steve, for doing an excellent job. And I love all you guys in the chat. Until tomorrow, take care of yourselves. I'm praying for you. You pray for me. And I will talk to you later. Yeah.